watching Visibility is Power TV with Rashonda Pratt, known in the digital streets as The Rose Show Live, video visibility coach and producer, helping you to be seen, heard, and paid because your visibility is power. And today I want to talk to you about a secret that your favorite content creator is not sharing with you. Okay. Hey, Tav, it's good to see you, sis. Your favorite content creator, think about who that person is. Maybe it's me. If it's not, it's totally fine. But whoever that person is that you love to watch on Instagram, you love to listen to them in Clubhouse, you love to watch their content on YouTube, whatever that may be, whoever that is, I want you to think about this. Your favorite content creator has a secret that they're not telling you, and I am about to spill the goods. Are you ready? They're tired. They are exhausted. They are created out, which means their creativity is at a zero. They are overwhelmed and they are tired of fighting the algorithm. If you're a content creator and anything I said resonated with you, please let me know that I am not alone. Because, truth be told, your girl, the first lady of visibility, who is always telling you that you deserve to be seen, heard, and paid, has dealt with everything that I just told you. Tired of fighting the algorithm, tired of feeling bad because you're seeing everybody else's success story. All right. Look, Tavis is doing some amazing things. She's like, tired. You hear me? Tamisha, you are not alone. Okay. Tired of fighting against an algorithm, trying to figure out what people like, what they don't like. It's stressful, Candy is saying. She says, totally agree. It's stressful. Allison, super tired. Gwen, I've been tired. And so this topic has come up because I put a post out here earlier today, put a post on Facebook, and so many people have shared and interacted with this post. And I said, okay, obviously, this is something that we need to come on and talk about. And then over the weekend, I was on spring break and I've encountered several people who have decided to leave social media. People who have, one lady in particular, my friend shared it, 1 million followers, and said she's done. I'm leaving social media for many of the things that I just shared with you. So I'm coming in here to provide some insight as the first lady of visibility. I want to provide some insight and some resources to you. So do what Tavis is doing. If you're watching this live, go ahead and tag some other people. Okay. Go ahead and share and let them know. Candy, I hear you. I agree, but we can't give up. Have to be done another way. Exactly. So I want to talk about what's another way that we can do this without leaving and feeling tired and exhausted. Okay. So, a part of visibility, one of the things that we teach our clients, we teach what we have created, a visibility system. Because I'm a firm believer, ladies and gentlemen, that everything in our life operates off of a system. How can I say that? Because God created systems. We have a circulatory system, a nervous system, a judicial system. You have a system and process when it comes to paying your bills. Everything in life operates off of a system. We have a solar system. So I'm a firm believer that whatever's working for God and working in the kingdom, I'm going to let that work for my business. Okay. And so we have created this process, a visibility system. And so today I'm going to share with you one of the most pivotal and key parts of this 7-part system that we walk our clients through in making sure that their visibility remains powerful and they don't get overwhelmed. Okay. So, before we get to that part, I want to go back to and share a couple of things. So, we are seeing really a mass exodus of a lot of content creators who are leaving social media, specifically IG. There's a lot of changes that are happening with the algorithm. There's a lot of changes where people are just tired of creating content. And I get that. As a person who loves video, I cannot begin to tell you how much video we have in our content library that we haven't even released yet. I mean, think about it. I'm here live with you on Facebook. We're going to take this video, we're going to repurpose it and put it on our YouTube channel. We also have a video that goes along with this that's going to be posted on our TikTok channel. That's 3 videos, even though I repurposed one into 2. Okay. Don't even get me started on repurposing video. You should, as a sidebar here, repurpose your videos. Yes and amen. Let me give you permission to repurpose your videos. Your people didn't see it. They saw it the first time, but they didn't get it. Dr. Miles Monroe, who is a teacher on biblical principles, says people have to engage with content at least 7 times. So you need to keep putting it out there because they didn't get it the first time. Okay, so I just gave you some permission there. But also, I did an IG live earlier today. So this is a lot of video that we are creating. And if you're in the content creation space, maybe you're not creating videos. Maybe one of the things that you're doing is you're doing a podcast, and maybe you're creating a podcast weekly. Maybe you're in the clubhouse. I see Tavis is here. She is doing clubhouse rooms. And I mean, her rooms are amazing. That is content. We didn't even get into the text that I sent out to my community to let them know I was live, going live, the email. All of these things are creating content. And if you are still a newbie entrepreneur and you don't have a staff, this year we finally found a great virtual assistant who has been amazing in our company. But if you don't have the resources to do that, or if you can't find the right fit for your company, that means 9 times out of 10, you are doing these things yourself. You are. And that means there can be overwhelm. So, one of the things I want you to do, I wrote in this post, I want you to take that break and I want you to reevaluate some things. And one of the things off the top that I want you to reevaluate is your why. I believe that your why is the North Star that directs every single thing that you do. I believe that. I'm a firm believer in that. That's why I'm able to connect to the right events, the right media opportunities, podcasts, because I live my life by my why. What is my why? And how do these opportunities that are opening up to me connect to my why? Very important, very key. So we want to make sure that we take our break and reevaluate. And I want to go ahead and squash this thing of, if I take a break, Rashonda, my audience is going to miss me and I'm going to lose them. You guys, that's a poverty mindset. I remember when I was pregnant with baby Show and I was so scared about going on maternity leave. I was building this audience. Are people going to leave? You're still here. So there's a way that you can automate some things in your life to make it easier, that you can still stay connected to your audience, but don't feel like you have to be tied to your computer screen, tied to your phone, and you feel like you can't do anything else, because that's not healthy either. I believe, and creatives in the room, you guys let me know. I believe creativity flows best when it is well. When I say well, meaning you are well rested, you are fueled yourself. You are feeling good about what you are creating. You're not concerned about feeding this algorithm, whatever it is, but you're creating something that you feel good about and that it also feels good to other people. Tavis, thank you for tapping in. She says, yes. Okay. So we talk about taking a break and reevaluating, starting with your why. A couple of things. You want to reevaluate what is your why and why are you on social media? Why are you here? Are you here because everybody else is on social media? That's not good enough, sis. It's not good enough. If that is your reason why you're here, you are going to have a burnout. You're going to melt. You're gonna fizz out before you even get started. You have to understand, why are you here? I show up every day. I showed up here in this moment because I truly believe that I am the solution to people's problem. I believe I'm the solution. So I show up as the solution. You're right, Martha. Sometimes you have to go back to clear your vision. You do. So I'm very key and intentional about that. Okay. Reevaluate your why, right? And the why of why you're on social media. Number two, stop focusing on the algorithm and focus on being people's solution. That goes back to what I said just now about really tapping into this. I'm showing up as the solution and I'm not trying to play and beat the algorithm and figure out how I can get more people to engage with my content. I just believe that as I build it and as I connect with people and all of those things, that the right people will see my content. And that's going to tie into one of the pillars of visibility that I'm going to share with you here shortly. But the only thing that I play to with the algorithm, totally, you ready for this, is what is the thing that they are highlighting right now? And one of the things that these platforms are highlighting right now is short form video. Great. 15 seconds, 7 seconds. Okay, that's less content that I have to create. If that's what I'm finding out that the algorithm is pushing out there to people, then I'm going to create short form video. But I'm not trying to figure out, okay, maybe I should use this. And I do use trending songs sometimes, but the best song is the song of your voice. The best sound is your sound. The best sound is your thought leadership, is your genius. And yes, I could put the guy's song behind something, and that's great, but people want to hear your voice because people are drawn to a sound, and your voice has a sound. So that's the only thing that I'm paying attention to. This other stuff, I mean, when Instagram told us use shorter hashtags, don't use your 30, I'm still using my 30. I'm just not getting into this game and this rut because I know that there are people who are connecting with me. We're doing more business now than we did last year. And these folks are not finding me on social media. Am I saying you don't do social media? That is not what I'm saying. Because what I do realize is when someone name drops me or shares what I'm doing, those folks go to my YouTube channel. They go to my Instagram channel to see who I am. But what I'm saying is, I'm not getting overly focused on all of these other things because it becomes toxic and draining. And it impacts your creativity. It does. Limit your scroll time on social media. You guys, I'm in a space now, especially on the Book of Faces. I don't spend a lot of time on here. I don't. I come on here, do what I need to go, engage with a couple people and a couple things, and then I'm gone. Because Facebook lately has not been a fun place for me, especially with everything that's happening here in the US. It's not been a fun place for me. So I'm like, let me get in, do what I have to do, and then be out, right? For some of you, you need to do that. For some of you, you need to limit who you see. You need to unfollow some people. If it causes a trigger on the inside, if you find yourself dealing with comparison, like looking at someone else, like I'm looking at Tavis posts and I'm seeing all these things that are happening in her life, and I start to compare myself and I start to get down on myself, then guess what? Maybe I need to limit seeing her post for a season until I deal with what's going on in my heart. Tavis is not my problem. She's over there doing her business. But maybe I need to limit what I see from her because I'm not there yet. That doesn't make you a bad person. That makes you self protecting. Because let me tell you something. I had someone recently share this with me, and they said, Rashonda, I had to unfollow you for a season because I was jealous of what was going on in your life. And I took the opportunity to unfollow you so God could deal with what was going on in my life and my heart because I knew that we were connected and I knew there would be some great things that we can do together. But I had to go deal with my stuff. I had to go deal with my heart issues. So for some of you, you need to unfollow people. And there's some other people who are just downright toxic on your timeline, and you need to go block them. I have a strong block ministry. You do. You need to block them. I don't want this kind of toxic energy on my timeline. I don't even want to see your stuff. And Tavis, you are preaching good, sis. It impacts your productivity. It does. Because then you spiral and you're going through all their stuff because by human nature, we're curious. You want to know more, and then you're questioning this and that. And you just spent 20 minutes in someone else's content, and you could have spent that 20 minutes reading a book to help fuel yourself, speak to yourself, 20 minutes to go and create your own content. This is why I don't do a lot of reality TV because I get too involved. You got to know your system. Remember, we talked about that earlier? You have to know how you flow. So for me, I don't watch horror movies, right? I'm very selective in what I watch and what I digest. Why? Because I take those things in. You guys, I was a journalist for 20 years. And do you know there's even certain stories that we would cover? And I would literally come home, and before my husband and kids would talk to me, everybody knows it's a rule. I would tell them, I said, you guys, don't hug me, don't touch me yet. I love you, but let mommy go and wash the TV station off of me. Especially heavy stories of crime and murder. I got to wash that off of me. So I'm not going to be entertained by it. I don't want to see that. Don't tag me in that. I had to get on something one time because they tagged me in a child who was being abused. And I told her, I said, do not tag me in that post. Well, I know you're a journalist and I was wondering if you could help. You just tell me the story, but don't tag me in videos like that. I don't want that in my mental. So we got to protect our energy and space because creativity is our energy. Creativity is a gift. And if I want to create from an authentic and a whole and healthy place, I have to make sure that I'm protecting my peace. And then the other thing here, we have to deal with the issues of our heart. What's going on in our heart? I often tell people that visibility is power, but visibility starts as an inside job. And so we have to deal with the issues of our heart that are causing us to go into comparison. We have to deal with the issues of our heart that are causing us to feel overwhelmed or overly concerned about likes and engagement and videos that are not doing well. Hmm? We have to make sure that we're guarding our heart. The Bible talks about guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. When the scripture is talking about guarding your heart, it's talking about your mind, your will, and your emotions. So that gets into one of our tenets in our visibility framework, in our visibility system. And one of our tenets in our visibility system that we teach our clients is spirit. Your spirit. Spirit is a part of your visibility framework because I believe out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I believe that as a man thinketh, so he is. I believe that all the content that you're going to create, whether it's what I'm talking to you about today, whether it's a reel, a TikTok, a YouTube short, a YouTube video, a podcast interview, all of it flows out of your heart. So we have to deal with spirit. And one of the things that we have to do when it comes to visibility and spirit is we have to ask ourselves, how is my quiet time, prayer life, meditation? How's it doing? You don't have to answer that in the comments unless you want to. But I want you to think about that. How's my prayer life? How am I spending time making sure that my cup is full? That my cup runs over? What am I doing to do those things that sustain me? For me, it's prayer. So my walk-in closet is my prayer closet. I have an altar in my closet. It's something that I learned as a single woman to do, and I've kept that same tenet and insight. So there is a part in my closet where I lay out before God and I pray and I meditate and I confess the scriptures and I remind myself of what's true. I'm loved by life. That's one of my confessions. That's one of the things that I say. I'm accepted in the beloved. That's another one of the things that I say. So, what is your prayer life and your meditation? Because I firmly believe when you spend time pouring into yourself, quieting your mind, quieting all the noise, that when you show up on social media, you don't really have to show up as an imposter or compare yourself to others because you've already taken the time to do the necessary inner work. The necessary inner work. So, your prayer life, your meditation, your quiet time, what does that look like? Along that, I want to ask you a question is, how are you trusting God with your life and business? If I believe Jeremiah 29:11 that he knows the thoughts and the plans that he has for me and that they are good, why would I believe that he has good for me? And that good's going to come out of this social media post, whether it's 5 people or whether it's 500 people that engage with it. Ladies and gentlemen, when I first started doing live video, guess what? It started off with 0. Then it became 1. And we've had live videos that have 200 people watching live. What I'm saying is, I started to learn how to trust God, that He knows everybody and He's going to put me in the rooms that I need to be in. He's going to put me in front of the people who need to see this. Listen, we had at most here about 31 of you watching this live, and the number is steady increasing. I didn't advertise this. I just had a message in my heart and I showed up with the message. I showed up as a solution. So, how are you really trusting God with your life and business? Because if I'm really trusting God with my life and business, then I will not be sitting here so concerned about what my neighbor is doing. You guys, I have a rule that when I pass by somebody and I feel that thing, you know what it feels like, that's coming up that makes me want to feel jealous and envious of what someone else is doing or what else they have going on. You know what I do? I purposely like their post. I purposely give it a heart. I purposely engage with it, because that's how you defeat that. That's how you silence the enemy. That no, I'm going to celebrate my sister. I'm going to celebrate what they're got going on. I'm going to bravo and congratulations. I'm going to give them a high five. Because why? I believe in the law of reciprocity, and I would want somebody to celebrate what I have going on, because what I'm feeling has nothing to do with them. So let me process this feeling. And the second question I have here is, how have you incorporated rest as a strategy or weapon? This season, I have spent a lot of time in rest. That is my word for the year, rest. And I'm telling you, I've had more business, more opportunities, more podcast interviews, et cetera, from this standpoint of rest. And why do I believe that is? I believe that's where God has created us from. I've been reading a really great book, and it was talking about that when God created Adam, He created him on the sixth day, and the next day, God rested from creation. So just imagine the first day He created Adam, and then Adam's first assignment was he was entering into rest. And this book that I'm reading that's talking about rest is saying that everything that we are supposed to do as born again believers, everything that we're supposed to do is on the backside and on the heels of it. Starts as rest first, then it enters into work. So we're supposed to start from a place of rest, a place of trust, a place of believing that all things are going to work together for my good because I love God. Not, I told a friend today, I said, we can't work hard enough for what God wants to give us. You do realize that. Proverbs talks about it's the blessing of the Lord that maketh rich and hath no sorrow or toil to it. You don't have enough hours in the day or enough strength to do what God wants to do for you in an suddenly or instant moment. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough strength or resources. And one thing I've learned, and I've learned this the hard way, is when you try to do it in your own strength, then you have to maintain it. Maybe that's why you're feeling burnt out, because you have been trying to maintain it in your own strength and you can't. For some of you, it's a season where you need to hire staff, but you want to keep more money in your pocket. But I'm telling you, you'll make more by hiring a staff member. You guys, my VA has freed up so much time for me in things that I was doing in my company. And we had a meeting today before I got on here with you all, and we're talking about some more things that he was like, no, put that on my plate to do. But you want to keep more money. And I'm telling you, you can make more impact, influence, and income if you hire a VA. If you say, you know what? I need to bring on a staff member. I need to bring on a team member. Some of you are doing things in your household. Come on, moms. I'm a mom of 3. You're doing things in your household that your children should be doing. Come on, employ them, make them a part of the process. But you think you're superwoman and you think you have to have it all. And I'm telling you, or excuse me, do it all. And I'm telling you, I gave up my cape because I realized having an S on my chest was not beneficial for me. It was problematic. So what is it that you can do? Sometimes I have the older kids make baby show some breakfast. Tavis says, I hired a maid. I love that. And let me just go ahead and say this because I hear this. Someone saying, well, our mothers didn't do that and the generation before us didn't do this. Well, we're supposed to be doing better. And maybe your mother couldn't do this because she wasn't given permission to do so. Or maybe she didn't have the resources to do it, but you have the resources. And so why are you not doing it? Don't compare yourself to previous generations because our previous generation didn't know what we know now. Our previous generations didn't talk about self-care and mental health and mental wellness. Come on. They didn't talk about that. And if we're really true, if you grew up like I did, which was in the 90s, I was a latchkey kid. Anybody else was a latchkey kid? So I took myself to the bus stop, walked myself home, did my own homework, fixed my own snack. Come on. Some of our kids are not equipped to do that because we're not giving them proper responsibility because you want to be superwoman. And guess what? Superwoman is making you super tired. Instead of saying, I need help. So maybe you feel overwhelmed by creating content and overwhelmed by all the things that are happening on social media because you're just not using the tools that are already there. Automation. You're not repurposing content, right? You're not employing people and bringing on team members and staff members. I mean, I remember during the pandemic, we had 3 interns. It was amazing. You have people in your local community who are looking to learn and glean from you. And they'll do it for college credit. I'm just saying, being a lone ranger, you ultimately become a gone ranger. And I don't want that for you. So when we're talking about your spirit and we're talking about this first tenet in the visibility principle, you have to understand your prayer life plays a role in your visibility. You have to understand how are you trusting or not trusting God in your life and business. And number 3, have you incorporated rest as a strategy and as a weapon to your visibility? Your spirit life is so important in how you show up. It is. You can't get away from it. And for me, my spirit life is I'm a born again believer, right? I'm a Jesus girl. But your spirit life plays a role in how you are going to show up. And this spirit life is what's going to protect you from overwhelm and burnout. It's going to protect you. So here's the bottom line here as I begin to close. You guys have been an amazing audience. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Here's what the bottom line is here. If you need to take a break, take a break. And take a break without worrying about, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my audience. People who have been riding with you, people who have been your fans, your family, and a part of you, they're going to stick with you. Period. Point blank. So don't sit here and think about, oh my gosh, what if I lose my audience? Then they weren't yours to begin with. And then I want you to also think about the things and the questions I posed today about your personal prayer time, your quiet time, how you trust in God, and then how are you incorporating rest? Because I've learned in this season, I can do more from a vantage point of rest. I mean, I'm coming here today with you. This was totally unplanned. I did not plan to do this live video. Coming here today to talk to you about this video, talk to you about this topic, because why? I'm well rested. And I want the same for you. So take the break, reevaluate that why, along with the other questions that I shared with you as it pertains to your spirit. The reason why your audience is connecting to you anyway is not because of the trending sounds that you're using. It's not because they love IG. The reason why they're connecting with you 9 times out of 10 is because something in your spirit connected to their spirit. Something in their spirit when you were speaking just quickening and sharpened them, and they were like, man, I got to stay connected to her. And because of that, we have to make sure that we're taking care of that first tenet so we can create content that really has an impact, that provides influence and ultimately income, so you can bless people. So, you guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. Sonietta, she says, thank you for the confirmation. You are so welcome. Thank you guys so much for participating and sharing your comments. If you have any questions, make sure to drop those below as well. And also, you're here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to Visibility is Power TV so you can check out all the content and we will continue to share around this topic. Jennifer, good to see you. She says, this is good and so true. I'm glad that you're blessings to you, Christy. You're welcome, Val. Oh, I love when you guys put in the comments. Thank you, Dorothy. Martha says, thank you, sweetheart. That was beautiful. You're welcome. Taking care of me to be the best version of me. That's right, Sherry. Tavis says, this was on time, sis. You are welcome. We need to do a clubhouse room together about this topic. Janice, thank you. You're welcome. And Candy, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, Queen. All right, you guys have an amazing day. Make sure to continue to stay connected. And if you haven't already, go ahead and make sure to check out Visibility is Power TV over on YouTube. You guys are amazing. Stay blessed. And listen, be good to yourself.